The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you begin to develop a new zone. You get comfortable there. But then you move on. Eventually you're going to get to the big picture. And intimidation, remember, just like any other skill. When you first do it, you're scared, but the more you do it, it decreases. The intimidation decreases with practice. Do not be intimidated by what you are up against. Rather, have faith and take action. You'll be amazed by where those two concepts can take you. Faith and action. Believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and move. Alright. Got some personal development under your belt. You're facing your fears. You've stepped out a little bit from your comfort zone. You know your vision. You know your path. You got this huge to-do list in your hand. Where in the world are you going to find time to do this? Time management success equals overall success. You've gotten this far. I challenge you. You've gotten this far. You're really going to let a clock beat you? Everybody got 24 hours in a day. Everybody's got 7 days a week. Without very good time management, your action plan becomes nothing more than a plan. A roadmap that's sitting in the drawer. You're not going to the destination that you want to go to, and you're just doing other things. No time, quote, I have no time, is one of the top 10 excuses and reasons that people do not succeed. There's a saying, I know most of you have heard it, especially those that have tried the fitness thing and the working out thing. You don't find time, you make it. Which brings me to this. Sacrifices are going to have to happen. It's all a part of the road to success. There are things you could probably cut out in your life. I know there were things that I found that I could definitely cut out in my life. And guess what? I don't miss most of them. I still get to do some of them. It's a lot of those things that I talked about earlier, the surviving day by day. Those little excitements. You can still have them. They have their place. Balance is an important thing in life. You can't do all work and you can't do all play. You have to find both. Sacrifice. Now, I can't tell you where to sacrifice. I don't know your lives. I don't know what you do every day. I don't know what your family responsibilities are, your work responsibilities. This is something I did I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm sorry, I meant to kind of really narrow it down and give you guys my results, but I didn't have time. I was working on, I had to practice this way more than I thought I did. Basically what I did though, is Marcia's time management project. I did it for a week. Now it took me less than 5 minutes to make this whole thing. If you want me to forward it to you, I can't. You can make your own, you can probably make one way better than I did. And I put down the day and the date. You probably don't even have to duplicate those two things, but and I put the start and stop time. And I put what action or actions, if you're a multitasker like me, that I did in that time. You get as detailed as possible. If you want to be more detailed, that's great. The more detailed you are, the more you're going to see where you're spending your time. I did this for a week. I had several, and I don't want to hear I don't have time to do this, because this is less than 5 minutes and less than 30 seconds probably to write on each one of those lines. Probably less than 10 seconds. Okay? 3-ring binder, carried it with me everywhere I went. Wrote down when I started and when I stopped. Now I was very fortunate that this is a week that I was the busiest I'd ever been. I had more clients and more sessions than I'd ever had, and I was working on this, and I've developed some discipline over my years, and I spent a lot of time on work. So it looks pretty good. It looks like that's what I do. But I know for a fact that there are places that I could improve. And what I'm going to do, and this is a challenge to myself, is I'm going to do this about every few months to make sure I'm not backsliding. And I'm going to see, okay, what can I cut out? And I know myself very well. Facebook. I use it for work a lot, but I know I use it for recreation probably a little too much too. So I know that's one place that I can cut back. TV I don't watch too much anymore, but there's still places that I know. But the other thing on the flip side that it can do for you, and I discussed this with one of my clients, is it can tell you also where you're not putting enough time in, such as sleep. Some people don't get enough sleep at night. You need sleep. If you don't get sleep, it's just a little side line. You're not going to be very successful. Okay? So anyway, just a little tidbit, help you with your time management, something that you might want to think about doing just for a week. See where you're spending your time. Persistence, faith, dedication. The excitement, the newness is gone. In the beginning, we were all excited. We had a goal. We had somewhere new we were going to go. We started seeing this vision. We had this new us that we're going to see. It was very exciting. Our heartbeat was going fast. We're getting ourselves around all these wonderful people. Somewhere in the middle there, it loses excitement. Everything does. That's the way it is. So how do you keep going? This is my suggestions, and then what has helped me in the past to keep me towards my goals. Once again, I told you it's going to be important. Look back at your why and your purpose. There's a reason why you wrote it down. Surround yourself still. Some people start surrounding themselves with positive, wonderful people, places, things, quotes, books, audios in the beginning, and then they kind of slide off. And they stop doing that. Personal development should be a part of your life forever. Keeps you going. So keep surrounding yourself with positive and motivating things. Remind yourself of how far you've come. This is when you can look back at your past briefly and think, it's been about 6 months down the road. Wow. That old me and the new me are two different people. That's pretty cool when you start looking at that. And when it's especially when it's your weight loss, and you can see pictures of the old you and the new you, that is one of the best motivating things you can have. Keeps you going. Try new things that are still consistent with your action plan and desired results. There's more than one way, usually, in most things, to get to where you want to be. Once again, weight loss. Trying to lose 20 pounds. For 6 weeks, you've been on that darn treadmill. Boy, is that getting boring. Some people start calling it the treadmill. There's other ways you can lose or burn calories and lose fat. If you're able, do some high-intensity interval training. Get on the elliptical. Do something different. Go for a walk outside, maybe, when it's nice out. If you're a salesperson and you're trying to sell a product, and you're presenting this product and you are so tired of the way you're presenting this product to people, and the people are probably tired of the way you're presenting it too, start presenting it in a new way. Get innovative, get imaginative. Start thinking of new ways that you can get to your desired results. And hold yourself accountable by telling others what you're going to do. I do this all the time. It's one of my secrets. People, they know me on Facebook. I'm kind of a Facebook junkie, and I will tell you what I'm doing that afternoon. And sometimes it's just to hold myself accountable, honestly. When I was working on this, I told people I was going to do the PowerPoint presentation this afternoon. I'm going to practice this afternoon. Well, heck, you know what? If I told you guys, then I better do it. That's the kind of person I am. I think it's very, very important. And I'm not saying you got to go out there and put all your stuff on Facebook. But what you can do is you can tell your best friend, your spouse, your significant other. You can text it to somebody. If you're in some kind of group, you can tell the group what you're going to do that day. But if you start telling others what you're going to do, you actually will most likely do it. And I'm sorry, but you got to learn to be your own cheerleader. Now comes with that personal development too. You're not going to always have somebody there patting you on the back. You're not going to always have somebody there pushing you. And actually, you might have times when somebody's going to look at you and say, what in the world are you doing? Why don't you come do this? You got to learn to be your own cheerleader. You got to look back at your why, your purpose, and why you're doing this and say, this is why I'm doing this. And keep yourself moving. Personal development. There's a little illustration here. A little tidbit again I'm going to show you. I don't know if anybody knows Joyce Meyer, but she is something I start my day with every day. She's a Christian and motivating speaker, and she is wonderful. If anybody wants to check her out, joycemeyer.org. And one of my favorite quotes from her is, and this talks about what we just talked about. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm sure glad I'm not where I used to be. So I remember that looking back. And the reason why I have this line up here is sometimes when I hear that, a lot of times when I hear that,